I have 4 layers of defense on my server. SSH keys, 2 firewalls, failed to ban, automatic updates. But here's the problem. It's quite difficult to know if any of them is working at the moment. Today, we are going to set up how to know if there is something wrong with your server without having to go into the server. When the server breaks, free, self-hosted, and you will get notification on your phone even before your customer reports. So let's do it together. Remember, 4 weeks of hardening. None of them tells me if any of the hardening is actually working. If the firewall config breaks, I wouldn't be able to know. The server will just stop working. If security patches goes wrong or the log stops responding, services crashes, I wouldn't be able to know until the customer reports in the morning. That is what we want to harden. And that way is one of the worst possible ways to learn about crashes. So what monitoring does is to close this loop, just so that when something breaks, I know in seconds before the customer reports it. I know not the customer from the server. What we are going to start with is to install Docker with this command. After that, just one thing to remember. One Docker command, Uptime Kuma, runs on port 3001. The named volume keeps your monitoring config alive across container restarts. At the moment, we are just going to temporarily open the port for setup. Just something to keep in mind. We are opening the port 3001 temporarily for the setup in order to access the web UI. After the setup, we are going to close it and then access it through SSH tunnel in order to keep it clean. We will set up the first check by first creating an admin account. We will then add a new monitor, set the heartbeat interval, and then with notification, we are going to connect it to Telegram. You could decide to connect it to email, but with this setup, we are going to use Telegram. 3 pieces. The check itself pings my website every 60 seconds. The notification channel, that is where I get alerted, and optional status pages, we would skip that for today. Telegram is considered as one of the most cleanest way to handle these kind of things. So let's set up Telegram together. If we hop on boats further and then create a new bot in order to get a token, it means that we'll be able to message our new bots in order to get a chat ID via this URL. We will paste bot into the Uptime Kuma Telegram notification config. We'll be surprised to know that if you have done Telegram setup before, this is literally going to take just about 2 minutes. If this is your first time, then it may take about 5 minutes, but you would get it done. Now, the moment of truth. Let's see if what we have done is actually, I will deliberately stop the server with this command. Some few seconds later, look at the Telegram ping. Oh, our server is down. And that's exactly what we wanted in order to make sure that what we did set up is working. After restarting and fixing it, the server is back online. And this is the full loop. Notification on the way down, notification on the way back up. The nice thing is that a customer hardly sees the gap. Just one thing to clean up. Remember that we opened port 3001 to access the web UI. Don't leave it open for the internet. If it happens that way, then your monitoring dashboard becomes a target. We don't want that. Close it with this command. In order to access the dashboard from now on, we are going to use an SSH tunnel. And with that, we would use this command. That way, when we open port 3001 on localhost, encrypted and authenticated, the dashboard never touches the public internet. This is good. Quick honest note before we close. Uptime Kuma is the right tool for 1 or 2 servers. If you're running 10 servers, you may have to look elsewhere. That is looking at either this or Grafana. If you're running servers across multiple regions, then you may want to look into Zabbis or Datadog. And if you're managing scheduled jobs, backups, crons, pair Uptime Kuma with healthchecks.io. That means different problems for different tools. Not everything could be used for anything. And for where most small businesses are, this is the start. 5 layers now. 1 is SSH, 2 firewalls, part 3 was automatic updates, part 4 was about automatic updates, part 5 monitoring and alerts. The first 4 protects the server. The 5th one tells me when something is wrong. That's the whole point of monitoring. It's more of the layer that watches other layers. Part 6 next week is putting Cloudflare on top of the layers. DOS protection, edge caching, hiding the server's real IP, and that will be the final of the series. If this is useful, definitely subscribe and see you next Tuesday. Bye.